In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to start a social media marketing agency in 2023 with no money. So I've been fortunate enough to, when I first started my agency, I was the same as in your shoes. I had really little money, and the whole purpose and whole goal of starting a digital marketing agency was to, number one, work from home, number two, have time freedom, and number three, be financially free. Problem was, there were so many businesses out there. I've tried so many different businesses, but it required some type of startup cost or a upfront investment to get started. So I tried pretty much everything from Amazon FBA, drop shipping, Forex trading, just everything you could pretty much think of. So I'm gonna be sharing with you how to start a digital marketing agency with no money. It doesn't really matter how old you are. It doesn't matter where you are in the country. It doesn't matter if you speak English really well or not. It doesn't matter if you have no money. This is how you're gonna be able to start it, okay? So if you are somebody with no money and you're looking to start up a business in any type of businesses, it's gonna be pretty tough. But in this industry with digital marketing and starting up a social media marketing agency, it is probably one of the most lucrative businesses because number one, you are still able to make unlimited amounts of money, and number two, it is a very low to zero startup cost, right? So the first thing that you need to do, and I get so many questions on, hey, what should my business name be? Should I start my LLC? Should I get my bank account? What should my logo be? When should I create my website? And look guys, none of those things matter, okay? And all those things cost money to start, all right? So you don't need any of that. The first thing that you need to focus on is how you're gonna get your first paying client. You need money coming through the door. And then from there, once you start getting a few clients, you can start using that money to start up your LLC, use that money to build a nice website or maybe hire a team, okay? But in the beginning, if it's not making you money, then you should not be focusing on that. I understand it is important to get your business, get your LLC, all those things are great and all, but they're not needed when you're first starting out, especially if you have very little money to begin with. So what I want you to focus on is how you're gonna get your first client. How are you gonna start getting paid, right? Or how are you gonna start doing your outreach? What messages are you sending out? How are you sending out your messages? And that brings me to my second point, which is if you are starting with little to no money, it's gonna require a little bit more of manual work. So obviously you don't have a team yet. You can't afford to hire a team. And so a lot of the work in the beginning, you're going to have to do yourself, right? So the outreach, the fulfillment, the sales, and all that stuff, right? All these things that you're having to do, you're gonna have to manually do it. There are softwares to help you automate systems, your processes and things like that, but it's gonna cost a little bit of money to do those type of automation and use those tools. But when I first started out, the trick is if you have no money, some tools and some softwares, they'll give you free trials. And so what I would do is I would take advantage of these 2-week to 30-day free trials, right? They have like 30-day money back guarantees or 30-day free trials, whatever the case may be. I'll take them up on that offer. And what I would do is take them up on that offer, use their tools, and try to get my first client. If I don't get my first client for whatever reason, then I'll redo it again and I'll just use a different email. And that's how you're able to lower your costs or not have to invest money up front there. Yes, it's gonna take a little bit more work and time, but guess what, guys? You are starting with $0, okay? This is the only business you can do this without having to invest hundreds to thousands of dollars to get started. So I'm giving you guys a secret on how I did it. Very frugal, very just getting started. All right, so once you get your first client, obviously you're gonna have to handle the sales, you have to wear many different hats inside of your business. And the goal is to get paid. If it's not getting you paid, don't even worry about it. The only thing that you should be thinking about is getting your first client, getting paid. Whether if you're offering free trials, whatever, do the free trials, but obviously working for them to become a paying client. So that brings me to my third point is getting your client, okay? Once you've gotten your client, now you have the option of doing one of two things. Okay, let's say that you charge your client $2,000 per month. Okay? And so now what you could do is you could either fulfill the service yourself, right? If you've learned how to run Google ads, Facebook ads, or whatever service you plan on offering, then you can go ahead and do that manually yourself. And hopefully you do a great job for them to be happy, get the results, and stay with you every single month so that they can repeatedly pay you each month. So that is option number one. You can fulfill the services yourself. Option number two is you could do what's called white labeling. And what that is basically finding a different marketing company or a different agency to fulfill the results for you under your company, under your agency. And a lot of people do this. It's also known as drop servicing. So instead of drop shipping, it's drop servicing. And essentially you're collecting money as the middleman. You have your client who paid you $2,000, and you have this white labeling company who maybe charges you, I don't know, $1,000, okay? So then that means you take the $2,000, you pay $1,000 to this white labeling company to do the work for you. You keep $1,000 as a middleman, and you pretty much don't have to really do anything besides that, besides stay in communication with your client, making sure that your client is happy, and then just making sure that your white labeling team is fulfilling results. So essentially you're pretty much the owner, the boss, and you're just managing your company, right? You're managing your clients and you're managing your team, which is a white labeling team. So that is pretty much how you start your social media marketing agency with no money to little investment. Is, like I said, take up on those free trials, and the only thing that you should be thinking about is, how can I get my next client? Don't worry about anything else that's not gonna make you money. If it's not making you money, don't think about it. Don't put any energy towards it, right? It should be getting your first client and getting paid. From there, you have two options. You can either fulfill the services yourself and keep 100% of the profits, or hire a team or a white labeling company, pay them their fee, and you keep the money as the middleman. If you find this helpful, drop a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what else I'm missing in the comment section below. I'm more than happy to answer for you guys.